Hello, my chicken babies. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So I'm back with another pick a card. This week it's for situationships. We're going to focus primarily on what's going on in this situationship. I want to do a whole pick a card reading itself on the future of the connection. But this one, we're going to tailor it towards what's going on and try to get practical advice to help you in the moment. So we've got two different piles as per usual. We've got a clear quartz here. And that's with the Ghost and Spirits Tarot deck, I believe it's called. And then pile number 2 is this Rose Quartz, and it's with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. So go ahead and take a deep breath, set your intentions, what have you. And pick whichever one you feel the most called to. I'll put the timestamps down below. Hi, pile number 1. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Want to look good. This is for everyone that's chosen the clear quartz here. It's a really pretty tower that kind of broke, but it's lovely. I love it. Anyway, we're using the Ghost Spirits Tarot deck. So let's get into what's going on in this situationship. What's happening, what's going on. We are going to get advice on how to move forward and stuff, but I want to do a whole different separate reading primarily on just the future. So I wasn't going to tap much into the future of the connection. I'm going to really get into what's going on right now and what you can do in the moment to help yourself in the situationship. I do want to split it. Oops. Hit the rocks. We got the 3 of Cups. We got the 9 of Wands in reverse, the Strength in reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we're starting off kind of heavy here. First and foremost, with the 9 of Swords in reverse, the Strength in reverse, the 3 of Cups upright, and then the 9 of Wands in reverse, it feels like almost you only feel like you can really tell this person things when maybe you guys are intoxicated or you guys are at a party. There's this sense of not being able to, with the 9 of Swords in reverse and the Strength in reverse, not having the confidence and having a lot of fear in regards to opening up to this person about what you truly want to say. And with the 3 of Cups, there's already this energy that it feels comfortable when you're around them and other friends and you guys are celebrating or maybe drinking and partying a bit. With the 9 of Wands in reverse, it's like your guard is up, but you don't want your guard to be up. Let's get clarifiers before I get really ahead of myself. The Lovers making its appearance. Okay. Page of Wands. We got the Ace of Wands. It's in reverse. Or it was, and it still feels like Queen of Wands, 3 of Cups, right? Having the courage and the confidence. We've got the 7 of Swords. Okay, we've got the Emperor, and then let's see what the overall energy is. Okay, I am going to get some Oracle cards here in a second. Okay, the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords in reverse. What is this one? Oh, that's the 4 of Swords in reverse. Damn. I thought that said 9. I really should have put my glasses on. Never mind. That's the 4 of Swords in reverse. Same feeling, though, for me personally, when it comes to the Page of Wands, the 4 of Swords in reverse. There's this want to really push forward and ask a question, or there's this curiosity, right, with the Page of Wands. Damn, I went out the other night and smoked a few cigarettes, and I am still coughing from them. Anyway, the 4 of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands upright. Like I was saying at the beginning, there's this energy of really wanting to approach them and ask them deeper questions. Now, to be honest, I don't feel it's that you can't talk to them, but there's this lack of courage to talk to them. With the 4 of Swords in reverse, there's this contemplation, this sitting on this question. And I think honestly, the question is simply to progress the connection. With the Strength here, the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Wands is wanting a start. It's wanting to pour our passion and love into something and generate something out of it, a relationship, a deeper connection. So it could just be that you are wanting to be exclusive with this person, and it could also be that you're wanting to be in a relationship. And with the Four of Swords in reverse and the Page of Wands upright, there's this curiosity constantly pushing you to do so, to ask this question. But there's also this deep-seated fear with the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Wands in reverse. We got the overall energy being the Seven of Pentacles and Nine of Swords in reverse. You know, there's a lot of energy here of feeling like you know what they'll say and you don't want to hear it. You want to ask them, but you want to ask them almost because you want to hear something different. But it feels like deep down you know the answer. And I say that because with the Seven of Swords, it feels like there's, you know, this energy of almost hidden information or things being hidden from you. But with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it's almost like when you go beneath the surface, it feels like you can feel it. It feels like that's why you're constantly so pushed to ask this question subconsciously, I guess. Like, okay, I guess what I'm saying is like, there's this big nagging in you to ask this question, to sort this out, to figure out what's happening, to get clarity on this situation. With the Three of Cups, the Queen of Wands, it's very much when we're in our celebratory energy, when we're having a good time, when we're drinking, we're out, you know, I can really feel confident and I can stand up for myself and I can talk to them about these things. But late at night and when we're not together, I constantly want to text them. I really want to know what's going on here. But at the same time, with the Seven of Swords, this Nine of Swords in reverse again, we got the Lovers, the Emperor in reverse. There's a sense that you know deep down intuitively what the answer will be. And with the Nine of Swords, with the Nine of Wands in reverse, and with the Seven of Swords, there's almost this sense of, in order to hold on to the connection, it's easier to hold on to, with the Nine of Wands, the tension. And this isn't to like make you feel shame or anything like that. I'm just kind of explaining the energy. And to be honest with you, you need to be a lot more kinder to yourself, because there is a lot of shame here. A lot of, with the Strength in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse. It's like we have so much energy of wanting to step forward, but feeling just such a lack of self-courage. And it's kind of, yeah, it just makes me empathize with you, because like with the Lovers and the Emperor in reverse, it's very much like I want to express my love. I want to really tell this person how much I feel about them and what I feel about them. But with the Emperor in reverse, there's this lack of confidence. Now here's the thing, with the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords in reverse, for me, it feels like you have invested in this, and that's also where it feels very much like you know the answer, is like this has been a cycle between you guys. This isn't something that's only been going on for a couple of weeks. It feels like you guys have had some sort of history or some period of like extended time where there was a lot of tension and there was a lot of like knowing that the other party felt the same way. You know what I mean? Like there's a sense that this has kind of been a long time coming. And I also think that that's why it's on your mind so deeply. And that's where, you know, I think, to be honest, I think you really have to figure out in yourself what it is you actually want to say to them. There is a lot of love. There is a lot of I'm in love with you sort of energy, but there is also this energy of feeling like, you know, they're maybe not there. It doesn't feel like they're there, to be honest, when I sit in their energy. And when I do look at these cards with the Three of Cups, the Queen of Wands being like this middle energy here, and it being some of the only cards upright as well, there's a sense that you guys are okay when you guys are distracted, or when you guys are like just celebrating or partying, and that's where you have your deepest conversations. And I think there's this want for you to ground that, this one, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's where you're also shaming yourself, is like what you're wanting out of this is completely and utterly normal. There is nothing wrong with you for like kind of getting feelings and falling for someone that you built a connection with. But where you're really hurting yourself is like you're not being honest with this person, and you're holding yourself back in some way, because if they're not where you are, you're going to continue to dig your feelings in even deeper and not release them, if that makes sense, because you're cycling around what's happening rather than getting to the root of it. And the root of it is your love has nowhere to go for them, and you want it to go into investing in a relationship. And now you're left with the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords in reverse. You know, there's a feeling of like, if you guys end up not talking or like breaking off the situationship, and the thing is like that's where it's so complicated, is you don't even know what it is, but you know there's something. And I think, to be honest, you kind of have to pull yourself out of this cycle in order to see the bigger picture and see where things need to change. But there's a sense here that with the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Lovers, you know, the Seven of Swords, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of feeling like you're not good enough, like you're not pretty enough, you're not attractive enough. They would never actually, like, you're silly to almost even think that they would ever do this. And you're, you know, there's also this feeling of like kind of blowing it out of proportion, like you feel shameful for that. And you're not blowing it out of proportion. I want to really clarify that. But there's a feeling that you feel you're blowing it out of proportion. And it's kind of like, what do I even say to them? And that's where I go back to saying you have to talk to them, and you have to really dig deep and figure out what exactly it is you want to say to them. There's a lot of feeling within you, and in some way, I think where you're not taking accountability is that you have to be the one to express yourself. That's not their responsibility. But it's completely understandable how afraid you are, because it does feel like it won't be recepted. Not even in a, you know, even if you get rejected, there's this sense of still not understanding what's happening. And that's kind of the thing here, is like you just want clarity above everything else. And that's where it's, you know, really like there's a message here of finding a lot of clarity within yourself and then going to this person. So starting off by doing things like trying to understand the root of your pain, the root of your sadness in this situation, trying to understand where you feel really, really maybe hurt, or where you feel really afraid to tell them things. And then with that information, you know, reflecting on that and then kind of talking to them. Because, you know, it's just a sense of like, you have to talk to them. With the Strength and the Ace of Wands in reverse, you know, there's this lack of courage to say that you really want something to go forward. And it's okay if they reject you. To be honest, I think it'll be easier, because in some way you just need a yes or a no. And, you know, that's where the universe is kind of saying you can pick apart all the things that they're doing, but until you sit with yourself, until you reflect in yourself, and you really, think of things from your perspective, it's going to be hard for you to ever get any clarity, because you're going to continue to go back and want to know more about what they did, if that makes sense. Well, that doesn't really make sense. What I'm trying to say here is, like, if you don't know within yourself why you're upset, it doesn't matter what they say, you're still going to be upset. You know what I mean? And on the surface level, it can feel like, well, they're using me and I want to be in a relationship. Yes, that is all fine and dandy, but get a little bit deeper in that. You know what I mean? Why are you entertaining them still? You know, for example, and that's not to say that they have their own accountability they need to take in this situation. I'm not at all trying to justify their like where they need to, any of the bad things they're doing, because it does feel like with the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Wands in reverse, there might be things that are hidden, or they might be leading you on. But at the same time, there's this need for you to take your own accountability and recognize that you are courageous, that you are beautiful, that you have so much strength, you have so much power, and you are worthy of someone that is able to talk to you and just communicate with you, even if it's, you know, not something you want to hear. They're able, like, if they're rejecting you, they're able to reject you in a kind way, and they're able to stick to their word. And that's the thing here, is that there's so much anxiety and fear. And right now what's happening is with the Three of Cups, the Queen of Wands, it feels like this person has gotten very comfortable with just dealing with things when you guys are drinking or having fun, or things aren't very serious. But the moment things get serious, the moment you want to have a serious conversation, it feels like this person kind of shrivels up and kind of shuts down. And then there's this fear of approaching them, of bringing it up again, of feeling like you don't know the answer, but you know the answer, and needing clarity. And so there's kind of, again, just this really deep-seated message of you have to find more clarity in yourself, because there's kind of this like overwhelming back and forth in your head of multiple things you're upset about, but all of those things lead to something deeper. And that's what they want you to focus on, because even if this person leaves your life, you are still left with the pain. And that's, I guess, kind of the whole kind of message here is really try to figure out where the pain is coming from so that you can express to them what your boundaries are. Because I really don't think right now they're ready to commit, or, you know, there's just a lot of communication error. And I think there's a lot of them not kind of seeing your side. And it's not that they, you know, don't want to see your side, but I think there's a sense with the Lovers and the Emperor in reverse, there's a lot of ego, it feels like, with the love. It feels like there's a lot of, you know, feeding of their ego, and they have genuine feelings, but it feels like they're at a period in their life where they're still kind of living in, like fight or flight mode, you know what I mean, like survival mode. Like it feels like, yes, they're a decent person, right, but at the same time they don't listen. They hear what you're saying, but they don't listen to it. And there also feels like no matter how much you try to get them to listen, you know, that's something that they have to go through more life experience to really learn and develop and understand. And so there is this sense of like, you're not doing anything wrong. What you're doing is simply, you're just afraid to talk to this person. But what you're doing is you're just wanting to progress a relationship. You just have feelings and you want to progress it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if they reject you and they say no, then that's when we have to kind of hold ourselves accountable and say, you know what, they said no. Even if they're leading us on, that's where we then have to make our own boundaries and say, okay, well, now they're leading me on. Now they're completely in the wrong, and they don't deserve my energy at all. And that's where we make the decision ourselves to have the boundaries and to say, hey, no, 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 no. Because, you know, realistically, a lot of us get into situationships. I think everyone has a situationship that destroys them. But, you know, the thing is that human connection is human connection. And sometimes we get into connections that are confusing and we don't understand what's happening, but we know there's something there. And yeah, you know, so don't shame yourself and really try to find a lot more self-acceptance right now. But be a little bit more honest with yourself about where the root of the issue is coming from, where the pain is coming from, and trying to like really sort that out. Because it feels like even as friends, you guys are going to have tension if you guys at some point don't acknowledge this. Okay, let's get some oracle cards for you, pile number 1. We'll take those 3. Journey to wholeness. Yes. Root chakra, home, ground and center. Okay. Number 1, let's start with the journey to wholeness, which is 33. Beautiful, beautiful number. This is all about our self-love. This is about going deep within, finding more self-love, finding more healing, but it's really about being more compassionate as well towards ourselves. Understanding as well and accepting all parts of ourselves. You know, there's kind of a message with this card of, you know, not just self-love, but radical self-acceptance. And, you know, acknowledging it's okay if you're sensitive. It's okay if you really wanted this to work out. Those things are okay. There is nothing wrong with you for that. Rejection sucks and it hurts, and sometimes we don't understand why they're doing it. And to be honest, you know, people reject for many, like I've rejected people even when I really, really liked them, but there's so many random reasons why people do that. And there's a sense of kind of not internalizing it as much and trying not to take it as personally. It is very personal, but like kind of recognizing that it is also kind of a cycle in life. Everyone gets rejected. Everyone goes through these feelings. And sometimes when we're able to take ourselves out of it a little bit and recognize it was a very personal experience, but it wasn't a personal, you know, like the world wasn't out to personally get us, it can help relieve some of our tension, our pain, our shame. So yeah, but you know, we're all different. So Yes. And then we've got home, which is all about finding the home within yourself. It's about maybe even traveling. It's about really going within and finding the wholeness again from within. So with the home card here, this person might feel home as well. This person might really feel like they're your home. And they are still here, right in your heart center. You can always call on them. You can always call on their beautiful higher self energy. But in the present, you know, we have free will. And in the present, they're on their own journey and they need to learn their own lessons. That's not up to us to teach them their lessons. But sometimes they, and I say this as someone who really has been on, you know, the other side of this. And, you know, they leave a hole in us. And it's very hard to figure out how to fill it. But we fill it by going back to our whole self, because we are whole to begin with. And when people come and they go, you know, some people will come back. You know, you don't know how life necessarily will take off. And so there's kind of this sense of like focusing inward right now and trying to find healing, you know, for the parts of you that might feel they're missing. You know, you're missing something, that feel so unwhole. And the root chakra, I think, is a message of kind of where you can start, where it's rooted. The root chakra doesn't come out very much, but it's really about grounding yourself. It does talk a lot about survival and survival mode, but the root chakra is the grounding force. It keeps us grounding. So with this card coming out, I want you to maybe meditate more. I want you guys to also just touch the ground, like be outside and be in the ground, like maybe go exercising more, try to do more physical things outside and with the elements from outside. So like wind, water, air, and fire. Try to kind of incorporate more of that in your life. Try to find more grounding in other things right now. And maybe even getting out of your comfort zone and trying new passions that help you kind of get out of your comfort zone. Okay, pile number 1, I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you guys. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well today. So this is for everyone that chose the Rose Quartz in the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Let's get to it. Pile number 1. There was so much anxiety. I hope pile number 2 is a little bit better, but we'll see what's going on in the situationship spirit. I said this for pile 1 too, but I'm going to do more in like focusing on what's actually happening and what you can do right now to feel better about what's happening in the situationship. And then I'll upload a reading in probably a couple of weeks in regards to the future of the connection and advice on the future of the connection. Okay. We got the King of Cups, lots of love. 10 of Cups in reverse. We got the Temperance in reverse. We got the 2 of Wands in reverse. The Strength in reverse. The Strength in reverse was in the other one too. We got the Sun, the Magician, the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah. No. The Knight of Wands in reverse. We got the Judgment in reverse. We got the World in reverse. Really good cards. So many reversals. Okay. Oh. It's kind of hard sometimes to shuffle because I start 3 Pentacles in reverse. What the hell? I checked the bottom too to make sure the deck wasn't upside down. Okay, Ace of Cups. Upright. Finally an upright card. Which is a really beautiful upright card, the Ace of Cups. Okay. So we got the King of Cups, we got the Sun in reverse, we got the Magician, the 10 of Cups, the Temperance, the Page of Wands, the Judgment, or sorry, the Knight of Wands, the Judgment in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Strength in reverse, the World in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups upright. Oh no, the Three of Pentacles, yeah, it is in reverse. Okay, never mind. Now, okay, here's the thing. I don't feel like this connection lacks feeling, emotion, passion at all. Because with like the King of Cups, the Sun in reverse, it kind of feels like someone in this connection's downplaying their feelings a lot. Like there's a sense here that one party in the connection, probably not the one watching this to be honest, but it feels like there's a lot happening in their life that they're progressing in the future. So like honestly what I'm seeing is a lot of like traveling, a lot of like a huge opportunity for them. There's this sense that they're very driven and focused right now on their like internal happiness and kind of in their own pursuit of happiness. And it's not that they're opposed to love, and it's not that they don't find you really attractive or like great, because with the King of Cups there's this deep emotional connection for sure. And we've got like the Ace of Cups, we've got the World with the Strength. Like there is a lot of love here. The Temperance, but with the Temperance in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse, there's a sense of like not wanting to work on other things with other people. But with the Knight of Wands in reverse, they're doing their own thing. They're on their own path. They're they're really trying to pursue something right now, and it could be a certain career, it could be traveling, it could be moving. There's a sense though right now they don't feel like they're in a position to ground a connection. It's not that they don't like you, and it's not that they wouldn't see themselves with you, but it's definitely like with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Judgment in reverse, they feel like it can't be. It's not meant to be, because they're meant to leave. They're meant to go on and do whatever they're like, whatever this journey. Ooh, a red robin just flew by. There's like this new journey for them that's beginning. It could be grad school. It could be so many different things, but there's this sense of wanting this so deeply. I'm doing this. This is a dream I've always had, and I've decided I'm going to do it. And so now there's this sense of like, I can't commit to someone, even though with the King of Cups and the Sun in reverse, you know, there's definitely with the King of Cups, like I said, deep-seated emotional connection. But with the King of Cups too, we have to watch out and be careful, because they can kind of manipulate us and kind of hold their emotions so close to their heart that like it's almost like they protect their emotions and let them out when they want to and when they want to use them. And so with the Sun in reverse, there is a sense that there's a little bit of ego here. There's a little bit of like, you know, they get really caught up in having this emotional feeling in connection with you, but they also know that they're not going to commit, and there's nothing anyone can do to kind of convince them to commit, because there's this sense, and it's not you, but there's a sense of like, I need to go and do this for myself. I've always told myself I would do this. I always told myself I'd become this or whatever. And they feel like that's their number one priority. Like that is what they really want. It's not that they don't want to, it's almost like, you know, they wish they had met you when they were there and when they were at that point. It's kind of the right person, wrong time. I don't fully believe in that, because I think everything happens at the right time. But I do think that we can meet people who's, you know, we really connect with and we really click with. And had this been a different situation, a different place, a different time, we would have thrived. And that's kind of what it feels like, is like we got the Magician, the Ten of Cups in reverse. There's a sense of really wanting this, really wanting to manifest this, really wanting to bring this in, really wanting to show this person that you guys could be such a happy couple. And you guys are. With the two of, like with the Judgment, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's a kind of a feeling of like, you guys are just meant for different paths. Like with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, there isn't balance, you know. With the Judgment in reverse, there's a sense of like one side really, really wants this, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like both sides really like this, but one side definitely wants to ground this a lot more than the other side, and the other person is really wanting to go out and explore themselves. And it's just kind of like different periods in life. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Cups, that's definitely for me a very interesting combination, because there's a sense here of like the love is there, but the working together isn't. And that's kind of the thing, is that there isn't so much practical energy to this connection, but there's a lot of emotional, like, wow, you know, like we have the Two of Pentacles, I guess, but it's a lot of like it's not very grounded energy, I guess. It's a lot of emotional depth and like a lack of balance, but not being willing to kind of work together on making it practically work. And honestly, again, like I said, I really think this person is more just, it's not even a fear. It's not that they're afraid, but it's just more that they have it in their head. You know, it feels like they've made this decision and they told themselves. It's like a promise they made to themselves, to be honest. And although, like, you know, don't let someone take advantage of you and stuff, but I would say definitely have empathy for them when it comes to this. Each situation's your own, and I don't condone anything like abuse or something, no. But like, try to look at it a little bit more from their point of view, because there is this sense that they do really have a strong emotional connection with you. But I think for the depths of their soul, for their own nurture and nourishment and growth, they have to do this journey. They have to go wherever it is. They like it's almost like a big mountain to climb up. And meeting you at base camp is great, and they like love that they met you and spent time with you, but now it's time for them to climb the mountain, and now it's time for you to go on your own adventure. You know, maybe you're climbing the mountain, maybe you already climbed the mountain and that was just, you know, the end, and now you're going on to other things. There's a sense though that it was meant to be, and it was meant to be for the period it was, but you have to let go of it a little bit, because with the strength here in the world in reverse, it's not that you guys will never see each other again. You know, with the judgment, the world, and the strength, I know they're all in reverse, but reversals for me don't automatically mean the opposite. For me, it really just is an interpretation of like, maybe the energy is stagnant, or, you know, with the strength in reverse and the world in reverse, it's more like the cycle will continue with the world, but with the strength in reverse, you're not going to know when. This is a period of like, right now, there's not a lot of confidence in this. Like, the cycle isn't going to go, not because, well, it's not really confidence. It's more just like, there's a sense of like courage to follow other things, but not courage to invest in this connection. And with the judgment and the world next to each other, there's a sense that there's unfinished business for me. So for me personally, it feels like with the Temperance in reverse, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, there is unfinished work. There is unfinished tension. There's unfinished energy. And I definitely think you guys will have another cycle, if not in this realm, in another one, because there is a lot of unfinished business. But there is also this sense of reminding yourself, the Magician, the Sun in reverse, you're the alchemist of your life. You are the one that, you know, has your own power, your own free will, just as they do theirs. We're all on our own journeys. And, you know, it's not to say that it's easy to let go of people, and I suck at it. I have a Scorpio Venus, first house, like I really suck at letting go. But sometimes we have to hold ourselves accountable enough to recognize and realize that this is also their journey, and this is also their life, and they also deserve to heal parts of their soul. And although this may crack us open and really hurt our feelings, this can also crack us open to blossom again. And it feels like with the Strength, the World, you know, the King of Cups, the Temperance, the Sun, there's so many major arcana. It feels like this love was a love that changed you. And that is the most beautiful type of love, because that from that love you grew. Even if you grew from the pain, and I'm not condoning, again, like I don't want to condone the pain that they're giving you or, you know, anything like that, but you're growing from this person. This experience did mean something. They planted a seed in you that did grow and that will follow you. And your cycle, like I said, the Judgment in the World here, it doesn't feel like it's over. It doesn't feel like that at all. But right now, it doesn't really matter what you say or do. They need to go on this journey, and this is the journey for them, that they're kind of their soul's purpose. And you have other soul purposes. You know, you have other journeys that you could go on. So yeah, don't shame yourself. You know, find a lot of self-acceptance right now. I don't think that there is a lot of energy of you guys grounding your connection anytime soon, but I think as the months go on, as the time goes on, there's a sense of finding a lot of gratitude and appreciation for the parts of yourself this person woke up, the parts of yourself this person really reached. And I love that for you, honestly, because I know yes, it feels really frustrating and painful on one hand, but like when I go on the other side of the tunnel, it's like looking back with so much gratitude. It's really like, I appreciated you. And that's the thing, is that there's this sense of like not wanting this to be temporary, but it's kind of a lesson of like remembering that things are temporary. And with the world, the judgment here, there's unfinished business. It doesn't mean that you guys will never see each other again. But right now, there is a sense of allowing them the space and understanding to pursue what is speaking to their soul. Okay. Pile number 2. Let's get some oracle cards. Let's get some oracle cards. The Death was at the bottom. A lot of transformation as a result of this connection. One of you might be a Scorpio or ruled by Pluto. But yeah, a transformation sort of connection. Okay, let's get some advice. What does that say? Ooh, fire and throat chakra. Okay, let's shuffle once more. I just want to shuffle a bit because I use this in pile number 1 and I want to make sure it's shuffled. I love this deck though. It's huge. Oops, one fell. Let's get one more, Spirit. Alignment. That's the card that fell. Solar plexus. Communication, co-creation. I feel like we've had so many themes of alignment in this reading, so I'm not even surprised to see that. But let's start with the solar plexus chakra, which is right in our kind of like abdomen area. But it's basically our personal power. It's confidence, it's assertiveness, making decisions. It's also, the drive, the push we have to follow our passions. And I feel like with this connection, it has awoken a solar plexus surge in both of you. This need to do more, this need to live more authentically or do things that you want in your life more authentically. So there is this sense with the solar plexus chakra right now that both of you might be connected there. Both of you are experiencing a lot of surge of movement in your life, a lot of motivation. And if you're not, trying to get yourself up, trying to exercise, trying to read more, trying to just get yourself going, motivated, pushing yourself a little bit. And I think too, that's going to help you with taking your mind off of this connection a little bit. And then we've also got the communication co-creation. This is nonverbal communication. It's like telepathy, light language, coexistence, meeting higher self, meeting someone else's higher self. So for me, this says, number 1, it's a very deeply spiritual connection. Number 2, it was meant to be that deep and that spiritual. Number 3, even when this person is miles away, thousands and thousands of miles away, you can still communicate and talk and feel them. And that is a really beautiful energy. It can be frustrating at first when you want them to be there physically, but over time you can learn how to use it to help build your power, to help build your confidence, to help give you assurance, and to help you feel really, really adequate in something, or like less anxious, like feel like you're ready to go in and do it. And maybe even try talking, if you guys are at a separation, if they've already gone to pursue things, I really feel like you could go in and try to talk to them through meditation to kind of, always ask their permission. Never don't. Always ask their permission. And if you get permission from their higher self, tap into their, not to their energy, but try to connect to their higher self. And just, get to, ask them some questions and stuff and talk to them and feel their energy. And it can help you feel really good and comfortable. And, but again, always ask for permission. We don't want to just ever invade someone's energy. Okay, and then alignment is vibrational match, manifesting love, over fear, inner integrity, aligning our dreams. This though also feels like it was kind of referring to how I said you guys, it's not that you guys aren't aligned, but it feels like you guys are just at, you know, like I said, right person, wrong time. That's kind of also a similar message with that alignment. And I feel like with the alignment, there's a sense of other things aligning in your life, this being part of a bigger picture. And I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but there is a sense of reminding yourself that what's meant to be will always be. And that might help you feel better in this, but like maybe doing grounding meditations where you can connect to them, but you can use the pain, the sadness, the missing them, the longing to help you push forward and to drive you into new things. Yeah, and get you into different forms of alignment. But I do think eventually with the alignment, you guys will kind of maybe cycle back to each other and find peace in the connection. Okay, pile number 2, thank you for joining me today. I enjoyed reading for you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.